Food and fun. Stay clear of the closing doors, please. You gotta love this channel. It's New York.
That's right. Thank you, Charlie. Hello and welcome, homies. It is your pal, Alan the Homie. It is Thursday, August 1st, 2024. How's everybody doing? Today, we're going to do another cooking demonstration. I'm going to be making a breakfast quiche. And the first thing that I have is the same pie crust, it's the second pie crust, but this one I've already pre-baked. You can see that it's already nice and brown, so I've already pre-baked it. I also have 6 eggs that I have whisked, and I added a little bit of milk just to fluff them up a little bit. I have about 8 or 9 strips of bacon that I've already cooked in the microwave. Just gonna let it get a crisp. Sargento extra sharp cheddar. And to top it, another pie crust that I'll use on the top. So, since my inner pie crust is already baked, I can add my eggs. So I'm going to pour the eggs into the pie crust. Again, the pie crust is already cooked. I'm going to take the bacon and I'll tear it into smaller pieces. And again, the bacon is also already cooked. And by the way, this is the Oscar Mayer pre-cooked bacon, so you can find that in your supermarket. It's already pre-cooked, so all you have to do is just heat it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. So I'm just tearing up the bacon. And now, so let me show you what it looks like. Give me a second. Okay, And now I'm going to add the cheese. So basically it's going to be like a bacon, egg, and cheese quiche. So let me add the cheese. Hopefully this will come out as good as my chicken pot pie did. And now I will unravel the top of the pie crust. Get a scissor. There we go. And then we'll just lay this on top of the other pie crust. Okay, and then we're just going to trim the edges. And so this is what it will look like. And now we're going to put it into the regular oven. I'm not going to use the air fryer this time. I'm going to use a regular oven now. We're going to bake it for about a half hour at 400. So let me turn on the oven. Clean my workspace. Just trim the rest of the extra dough. This is dough that we don't need, so we just trim that and make sure that the rest is firmly pinched over the side. we'll get this into the oven. And we're going to bake it at 400 degrees for about a half hour, maybe 35 minutes. And we'll be back. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Hey, homies. Well, I just checked on the quiche, and it looks like it's coming out really good. It's been in the oven now for just over a half hour. So we're going to leave it in there for about another 10 minutes. I lowered the heat to about 225. So we're going to leave it in there again for about another 10 minutes, and it should be ready, and then we'll cut into it and we'll see how it came out. So fingers crossed, everybody. Wish me luck. We will check back in just a few moments to see how the quiche came out. Hopefully it'll be good. Okay, so here it is. Looks really, really good, guys. So we hope that the eggs cooked all the way through and that the cheese melted nicely in with the bacon. So let's cut a piece and take a look. The pie crust is nice and cooked. Gonna get a plate so we can plate this. Okay, got a plate. So we're gonna plate this up. Oh, and look at this, guys. Look at this. Wow. Guys, it looks fantastic. The eggs are cooked nicely, nice and fluffy. And the bacon and the cheese is nice and melted. I think I finally got one right, guys. Now I'm going to cover this with tin foil. Pie tin is still a bit hot. I should say it's more than a bit hot. It's piping hot as I burn the tips of my fingers. Okay, guys, so now for the piece de resistance. Take a bite of my homemade quiche. My bacon, egg, and cheese quiche. It's falling apart here on the plate. And it came out excellent, guys. Excellent. This one definitely gets 2 thumbs up. It came out great. The pie crust is completely done. Here's the pie crust. Nice and crisp. That's the way it should be. You can see that the eggs are completely cooked, the cheese and the bacon. This is delicious, guys. And by the way, I did not add any salt or pepper. Now, if you'd like, you could always add salt and pepper to taste if you'd like. I did not add any because of the fact that the bacon already is salty. So I did not add any salt or pepper. But guys, try this one. And definitely bake the pie crust first. First you bake the pie crust. That was a mistake I made in the other video when I made when I did the other recipe for the pot pie. I should have baked the inner pie crust first. That was my mistake. And also the fact that I used, for the cover of the pie crust, I didn't use the biscuits. So again, no biscuits. I used a regular pie crust, the Pillsbury pie crust. I can show you. Okay, this is what I used. Okay, the Pillsbury pie crust comes 2 in a package. Okay, this is refrigerated. It's not frozen, it's refrigerated. So I got, for the inner one, I used the Marie Callender, the inner pie crust. That one is frozen. This one is in the refrigerated section, okay, in the supermarket. So this is the Pillsbury pie crust. It comes with 2 crusts. And it looks like this. It's rolled up. Okay. So all you do is just let it sit in room temperature for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you're good to go. You can unroll it and you're good to go. So this one came out perfect, guys. Remember, bake your inner pie crust, your pie shell first. So first you bake the pie shell until it turns golden brown. Then you take it out of the oven. You add your eggs, your bacon, your cheese. Or if you decide that you want to use ham, you could use ham. Or if you want to use the crumbles of the, what do they call those? The pork. Can't remember what it's called. But you could use the crumbles as well. Anything that you'd like. Or if you just want plain eggs and cheese, plain eggs and cheese. Any way that you desire, it's your recipe. You try it. I hope that you're going to try this at home because this one came out fantastic, guys. Definitely gets 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much. This will be premiered. So I love you guys. Thank you to everybody. And homies, this one is definitely 2 thumbs up. Okay? Thank you, guys. Bye! And for our next recipe, we are going to be making a Bolognese sauce. Now, Bolognese means it's basically a meat sauce. Bolognese comes from the Italian word Bolognese, which is actually the city of Bologna, which is in Italy. And of course, the American bologna, which is a processed meat. Of course, everybody knows bologna or bologna. But we are going to be making a meat sauce. And for this recipe, we are going to be using 1 package of sweet sausage, already ground sweet sausage. I also have a package of lean ground beef. I have some minced garlic. I have 1 can of crushed tomatoes. I have 1 can of regular tomato sauce. And some grated Parmigiana, let me see, is this, oh, grated Pecorino Romano. Grated Pecorino Romano cheese. Okay. So I'm going to start by heating up my my saucepan. And we're going to start with some extra virgin olive oil. Just got to pull the top off. Pour a little bit of that into my saucepan. So let me show you. I'll bring you over to the stove and we'll show you what's going on. And we'll put this down right over here. Hopefully it'll stay, maybe not. I don't want to put it too close to the flame. Let's see, there we go. No, maybe not. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let this heat up. And I'm going to reduce the flame because when I put the garlic in, I don't want it to splatter. So we're going to put it on a low flame for now. And we're going to add some garlic, so a big heaping spoonful of garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so. We're gonna let that garlic sweat. It already smells good. Okay, that should be enough. And I'm going to get a spoon so I can stir it. Got my spoon. Stir that garlic around. Let me lower the camera so you could see. So we're going to let that garlic sweat. And it'll take a minute or two for it to sweat because we want it to mix in with that olive oil. And again, I reduce the flame because what happens if the flame is too high, guys, that garlic is going to pop out and it's going to burn, and we don't want that to happen because then it'll make the sauce smell like it's burned. So it's on a nice low flame. And that's what I like about having a gas stove. You can really adjust the flame the way you want it. And right now we want a low flame. Also, because olive oil has a very high flash point, so we don't want the olive oil to burn either. So as soon as this is sweated out enough, then we're going to add the ground beef and the sausage. And this is going to be a nice Bolognese sauce. Again, Bolognese is a meat sauce. And we're doing this from scratch. Now, there are also some people that like to add other kinds of vegetables like red and green peppers. But I don't like a lot of other vegetables in my sauce. Sometimes I put onions in. I could have added onions if I wanted. But we're just going to use the meat and the tomato sauce and the crushed tomatoes. So this is still sweating out. Let's go back to the pot. Okay. So now I'm going to add the ground beef. And as I'm adding the ground beef, I will use my hands to break it up. And after I've added the beef and the sausage, then I will increase the flame so that the meat will start cooking. We want to get this meat nice and brown. So again, this is 1 pound of ground beef. And by the way, I bought this meat at Target. It was on sale. The ground beef was on sale for $4.25 for the package, which is a great deal. $4.25 for this whole package for 1 pound of ground beef, which was excellent. And here is the Italian sausage, also ground. Sweet Italian sausage. Break that up as I add it. And then we'll season it as we go along. I'll add some salt and pepper. So again, breaking up the sausage as I add it to the pot. Gotta peel the paper off of the bottom. You don't want to get that paper in there. So peel off the paper. You see there's paper at the bottom of the meat, so you got to peel that paper off. There we go. And I'm going to increase the flame so that this meat will start to cook. So a pound of ground beef and a pound of ground sweet sausage, pork sausage, of course. Okay. Gonna wash my hands. Always wash your hands, guys, after you touch raw meat. Always wash your hands. Okay, I'm going to increase the fire. And let's get this meat cooking. We're going to mix it. So again, a couple of heaping spoonfuls of garlic, some olive oil, a pound of ground beef, and a pound of ground sweet sausage. So we're going to get this to be nice and brown now. And as you saw from the package, the ground beef was 93% lean. Always like to have a little bit of fat in your beef so that you don't use too much oil. Always nice to have a little bit of fat. So this was 7% fat in the beef. And of course, the sausage meat, I'm sure, also has fat in it. So we're chopping it up again because what happens as the beef cooks, it clumps together. So we want it to get all chopped. You want to have a nice meat sauce. I'm going to bring my 2 cans of tomato. So again, this is plain tomato sauce. And one can of crushed tomatoes. Let me see here. Got to turn it so you can see it. There we go. Crushed tomatoes. And I think I'm going to add just a little touch more olive oil. Just a touch more. To really get that cooking. And you can see, guys, that the ground beef is slowly starting to get brown. And we're going to get that pork sausage, that sweet pork sausage, also to get brown. Incorporate that with the ground beef. And again, you want to make sure that it's really nice and chopped, or else you're going to have meatballs. So you really want to get it finely chopped. And again, if you prefer to add onions and red and green peppers, go right ahead and do that. Again, these recipes, I'm just giving you some basic info, but you can add or subtract any way you wish. Okay, I'm gonna add some seasonings now. Got some ground black pepper. So we're going to add some ground pepper. And I kind of wish I had a pepper mill. And some salt. Got some kosher salt. Not much, but get some more. Got some pink Himalayan salt. That's good. Whoop. Got to rinse my spoon off now. And here we go. Here's a pepper mill. So we can add some fresh ground pepper. Nothing like fresh ground pepper, guys. There we go. And some onion powder. Add a little bit of onion. So since I didn't have chopped onions, guys, we'll add a little bit of onion powder. And we'll stir this around. Get all those flavors mixed in. And now we're going to add our can of crushed tomatoes. So 1 can of crushed tomatoes. And 1 can of regular tomato sauce. And we're going to mix all of this together now, guys. Now, guys, I like a sweet sauce. So what we're going to do is to cut down on some of the acidity. I have Truvia, which is a stevia. It's like sugar, but it's not. It's from the stevia plant. I don't know whether you pronounce it stevia or stevia, but we're going to add some of this to the sauce to sweeten it up just a drop. And we're going to stir it. And now, guys, we're going to add some of the pecorino romano. Let me get rid of these cans. Make sure all that sauce is emptied out. Make sure all of that is empty. Now we're going to add the pecorino romano. Get my spoon. Ooh, and I'm starting to hear thunder outside, guys. Add some nice cheese to this sauce. Love pecorino romano, guys. And if I had grated Parmigiana, I would have added that too. But we've got this, so this works. And we're going to give that a really good stir. Get all that cheese. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Doesn't that look scrumptious? And now we're going to let this cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Going to leave the heat right where it is. But look how good this looks, guys. So delicious.
What's up, Adam?
What's up? Okay, so guys, we're going to give this a nice stir. And again, we're going to let this cook for a good 20 to 25 minutes. And while this is cooking, guys, we'll put the cover on the pot. We'll let this cook. And I will see you in just a little bit. See you soon. And we are back. So guys, my pasta choice for this evening is going to be large elbow macaroni because I don't have any spaghetti. So my pasta choice is going to be elbow macaroni, which is fine. Any kind of pasta will work. So what I'm doing now is I'm boiling some water, and I've also added a little bit of olive oil. I always add olive oil when I make pasta so that the pasta doesn't stick together. Some people also add a teaspoon or so of salt or a pinch of salt. So let me show you. So the sauce is still cooking, but I'll show you. Okay, so here's the pot that I'm using for the pasta. And I've added olive oil. And I'll also show you the sauce. You can see how the sauce is doing. Take the cover off. I'll show you. Get the sauce all nice and stirred. this might very well be finished. This might very well be finished. I'm gonna have to take a taste. Oh, that tastes good. That tastes really good. Perfect. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the flame off because this is definitely done. It's definitely done. And I'm going to clean off the area. Clean off this entire area. And you could probably hear the thunder outside, guys. So while I'm waiting for the pasta water to start boiling, my Bolognese sauce is definitely done. And it really, really tastes good. My water is boiling. So I'm going to add my elbow macaroni. Okay, a whole box of elbow macaroni. And I'm going to take my spoon that I had with the sauce, put it into the water. So we'll stir the macaroni around, and at the same time I'll clean the spoon. And you know what they say, guys? They say that if you add pasta water to your sauce, it actually gives it a nice taste. So as soon as some of the starch from the pasta gets mixed in with the water, that'll be when the noodles start to get soft. So as soon as that happens, we're going to add a ladle or two of the pasta water to the sauce. I've seen a lot of Italian cooking shows where they add the pasta water to the sauce. So we're just stirring the pasta around, making sure it doesn't stick. And it shouldn't, because I added the olive oil as well. But you never know. You never know. So we're just stirring the pasta around. We're going to let that go back up to a steady boil. And then I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. So here's my timer. Setting it for 10 minutes. Okay. So here we go, 10 minutes. I'm going to start it. Okay. So we'll let that pasta cook. In the meantime, let me show you the sauce. Pan over this way to the sauce. Look how beautiful that looks, guys. Really, really looks delicious. Smells so good too. So what I'm going to do is I have a ladle, and while that pasta is cooking, I'm going to take some of the pasta water and just add it to the sauce. And by the way, it'll also heat up the sauce a little bit because the water is boiling. And also it'll loosen the sauce up. It'll thin it out. And as that pasta gets cooked even more, I'll add some more of the pasta water to the sauce. And again, it'll thin out the sauce just a little bit, but you can see the sauce is still very hot. So we'll just let that pasta cook. Add some more of that pasta water to the sauce. Give it a good stir. And guys, I hope that you're enjoying these recipes. The quiche and now the pasta sauce, the Bolognese sauce, or as some Italians like to call it, gravy. So, as the pasta is cooking, just keep stirring the sauce. And the pasta still has about another, let's see, about another 6.5 minutes. So my pasta is just about finished. These are pretty big noodles, guys. And I like a bigger noodle because it'll hold the sauce a lot better. So let's check the timer. Now we've got about another minute left. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pour the pasta into the strainer. because the macaroni looks done. So carefully strain the water. So let's show you what we've got here. And bring my noodles over to the stove. Let that water drain just a little bit. Put my oven mitts back on because that metal pot gets really, really hot. So here's my macaroni. We'll ladle out some of the macaroni. And get some of that delicious sauce on top of the macaroni. Check that out, guys. Doesn't that look delicious? And forgetting one thing. Some more pecorino romano. And if I had some fresh basil, guys, of course I would put some fresh basil on there too. I forgot to get that when I was at the supermarket. And now we're going to try it. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious, guys. Try this one. I think you'll like it. If you're Italian, I know you'll love it. And I'm sure you probably tried it already. But if you're not the greatest cook, guys, it's very, very easy to make. Definitely try this one, guys. I think you'll like it. And again, if you like extra vegetables in your gravy, in your sauce, in your Bolognese, add it. If you like red and green peppers, add them. If you don't like it, don't add it. If you want to add chopped onions, add it. By all means, guys, it's your recipe. You try it out. You enjoy it. Thank you again for joining me. I love you guys. Take care, homies. Be well, be safe. And I will see you again when I do a live stream. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Alan, the homie.
Food and fun.
Alan, the homie.
doesn't get any more New York than riding the old train. Alan the Homie, food and fun.